What's been calling you, Pisces, that you've been afraid to do? Who has been calling you that you've been afraid to answer? Who's summoning you? The universe. That's who. Do you know? Are you aware? I think you know. I think you know. Hi Pisces. Welcome to Zero's Journey. I'm Madeline, and as you can see, I've got a lot to say. Me and Spirit. So, we are going to pull some tarot cards in just a moment and talk about the story of your month. But first, I got to talk about a mission statement for your month. Woohoo! It's a lot easier when you can actually read it. From the Threads of Fate deck, the card is Take Risk. You know, control stunts growth, and risk looks different for everybody, Pisces. So I'm not talking about like, hey, I need you to go ahead and skydive in the month of August. I'm saying there is something you have been afraid of doing, but you feel called, or you know, curious, and you want to try it, but it's risky, it's scary, it's unknown. Do it. Ooh. Let's look at the story of your month. Let's look at the story of your month, Pisces, but I encourage you, if there's a person you've been wanting to get in contact with, but it's a risk, or you've been wanting to say something to somebody, but it's a risk, or you've been wanting to try something, but it's a risk, or make something, but it's a risk, or show something, but it's a risk. Is the risk worth the reward? A simple equation. Risk, reward. And if any of you have Capricorn placements, then you are getting a double whammy of this message this month. Just saying. The risk of getting rejected by somebody. The reward of starting a relationship with the love of my life, or the mentor I want, or whatever. The brief and acute pain of rejection, risk. The amazing, long-lasting, ever-rewarding riches of a new relationship. I think that's worth the risk. You know what I'm saying? And if it's not, then it's not. And be real with yourself. If it's like, no, fuck no, I don't want to be embarrassed. I'd rather not be embarrassed and not get the love of my life. Okay. No, nobody's here fucking judging you, right? No blame, no shame, no judgment. This is Zero's Journey. We don't do that shit here, Pisces. But it feels like you're being called. Feels like you're being called. And if you've been waiting for the right time, the mythical right time, the right time is the time you start. Spirit's being real simple and straightforward. Okay, all right. Excuse me, plantita. I don't want to mess you up. Okay. Yes, I just called my plant plantita. Let's not worry about it. Let's go on. Let's look at the story for Pisces in August, Spirit. Spirit, what's going on for Pisces people in the month of August? What do they need to know for their highest good? Pisces, Pisces sun, Pisces moon, Pisces rising, Pisces dominant folks. Wow, okay. What do they need to know in the month of August, Spirit, for their highest good? To move toward their greatest joy, peace, security, authenticity, love. For the highest good of Pisces, Spirit, what do they need to know in the month of August? Pitfalls, potentials, what do they need to know? Ah, I see your card is present, Pisces. You and your mysterious power. Okay. Pisces, just a couple more, please, for Pisces in the month of August. What is most needed for Pisces? Okay, simple, simple, simple. Spirit keeps using that word simple. Are you overcomplicating something? I would just ask you that. And if like your immediate fucking mental answer is yes, then again, reminder, I'm not blaming or shaming or judging you, and I would hate for you to do that to yourself. So if you're like, oh yes, like rolling your eyes at yourself or whatever, like please don't. Like please don't. There's a reason it's a risk. You know what I mean? And like I said earlier, risk levels are different for different people. For some people, the risk is like, wow, Spirit just got real and was like, I'm coming out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm coming out as like queer or transgender or something, which does take a tremendous amount of courage and which is a great risk, I understand, and a great reward. So some of you are taking those heavy, big, gigantic risks, and some of you are taking what some people might see as like a small risk, like asking somebody out, like I said, right? Whatever your risk level is, please know that you're courageous to fucking go for it. Now, let's get into August. Let's see where you are in the story, where you're headed, what you need to know. Okay. Okay, I'm instantly curious if any of you have any Aquarius placements. You are leaving something behind this month. Is that the risk that some of you all are taking? Is like, okay, I'm out of here. I'm out of this job, or I'm out of this relationship, or I'm out of this dynamic. The good time to remind you, Pisces, these are general readings, of course, so I'm hearing different things for different Pisces. But let me just show you the center of your reading, and we will work outward from there. Center of your spread. It's a doozy, right? And we're not going to bypass that. Three of Swords is difficult. Many Pisces right now are going through a hard time, feeling a little bit isolated, perhaps, even if it's like, oh, there's people all around me, which is very possible because your crossing card is a beautiful one. Four of Wands. You have support, you have family, you have friends. Reminder that family can be blood, family can be chosen. So when I speak of having family around you, it's people who love you and will ride for you no matter what. So people can still feel alone, even surrounded by people, and some, like, that's like the worst kind, isn't it? Like, have we all been there, those of us who are sensitive? Like, I know I have. And if you're in that place, any of you Pisces, I just want you to know, like, that I've been there, and also, like, you truly are not alone. Spirit is always talking, Spirit is always present, and especially when they know that we're going through things, if it's like a breakup or a death of someone close to us, or just a struggle, like I'm depressed, or I've got to get out of this situation, I'm not here for this. Spirit stays with us those times. You know what I mean? It's like they come and go a lot of the time, but when we are in crisis, when we are in illness, when we are in anything like that, Spirit is right there 24/7. And you are going through a type of death. We don't have the death card here, that's not why I'm saying that. The Ten of Swords is showing up as what is going on within you. And Ten of Swords is letting go of something. It's feeling defeated by something. And Three of Swords indicates kind of like, it's called like the heartbreak card, right? I mean, the imagery is fucking clear as day. It's a card of release. That's the other thing, though, that Spirit is saying. And we're going to talk more about why I say that in just a second. You've got quite an abundance of Swords cards here, which would indicate that you are being in your head quite a lot, which isn't necessarily the best place for a Pisces to be. It's not the most fun place for a Pisces to be. But I'll say this, it does feel like you are gaining clarity on something this month. And again, we'll talk more about why I'm saying that. I'll show you the visuals for why I'm saying that. I've got all kinds of good stuff to share with you, Pisces, but the type of reader I am is like, okay, so there's all this good stuff here. Here's the sticking point, or here's the like conflict, or here's what we need to adjust or tweak or work through in order to get to this greatness, right? So we're going to talk about the greatness in just a second. Let's finish talking about heartbreak and release and having a good cry. You Pisces, y'all know the power of a good cry. Catharsis, let it out. Like, this energy needs to move. This needs to go somewhere. And I feel like there's a lot of that. I feel like some of y'all might be having quite spiritual epiphanies. Purges is actually like one of the things that I'm hearing from Spirit. And I'll just go ahead and tell you what they're showing me. Maybe some Pisces are literally gonna go through this, or maybe this is just a metaphor, but take it for what it means for you, okay, Pisces? Spirit is showing me the kinds of things that can happen when you do plant medicine ceremonies, you know, whether it's like ayahuasca or mushrooms or fill in the blank, right? A lot of times when you are going for having a spiritual experience, there can be a purge that comes before any kind of euphoria or any kind of epiphany. It's like we have to clear the pipes, right? If I want to be, if I decide that I'm gonna sit down and do readings for people, there are certain times where it's like I've cleared my schedule, it's on my calendar, I've got all my stuff out, everything is set up, I've gotten ready, and then it's like, nope, I don't have the spoons, or the channel is musty and dusty because I'm going through some stuff of my own and I don't want that to bleed over into the cards, so I don't do readings for people that day. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep the channel clean and clear, or else the results get muddied or confused, or etc. You are meant to be clearing out something like, and Spirit is saying once and for all. Once and for all, clearing something out. And you know, I love the imagery on this particular card where this woman is really caught up in her phone. So it's like messages, communications, and words, which is all what swords are about. Are you still waiting for something? Are you still waiting for an apology? Are you still waiting for a response? You know, I'm not here to step on anybody's toes. I'm not here to claim any fucking authority, but I'm going to say what I'm hearing. And what I'm hearing is a lot of people get hung up on like a myth of closure. Like, okay, if I talk to my shitty toxic ex just one more time and tell him what a bastard he was, I'm gonna get closure or whatever. When a lot of times the opposite happens, and like talking to that person even like opens up parts of the wound that had already begun to heal or close. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like for some of you, if you know that you need a conversation, go for it. I'm not trying to stop you from that. But if it resonates with you that you might be waiting for acknowledgement or an apology or a response of some kind, that it's like that either you're unlikely to get, or that even if you get it, you know that it's not the cure for your ills, this would be a good time to work out within yourself, letting it go. Like, okay, I don't need an apology from this person to let that go. What do I need? I need to know, fill in the blank, that I'm never going to get into that situation again, that I know what I'm doing now, or whatever. But it feels like let it go, dust it off, walk away. In the position of where you find yourself, divesting, leaving certain tasks or people or things, fights. This is what I'm hearing: conflicts, fights, struggles behind. So I'm leaving this job, or I'm leaving this person, or I'm cutting off communication with this organization or person. For some of you, it does feel like it's related to an organization, because sitting in your past, the Hierophant. This is tradition, school, religion, institutional authority of all kinds. Leaving that behind. Ditching, sort of putting yourself in boxes that don't suit you. Crowning your reading is the Seven of Pentacles. It's the right time to make a new plan. It's the right time to specifically to adjust the plan. You know, it's August. Like, we are on the verge of a new season, right? How have things been going this year? How have the things that you started been working out for you? Are some of them going great? Are some of them not going at all? Are some of them going okay but could use adjustments? This is a great time to take a pause and reflect. How's my budget working? How's my energy level? How am I doing? What do I need? And let me make adjustments so that as I'm finishing up December, as we move into 2022, I'm feeling like I've got some momentum going. That's what Spirit is saying. They want you to have some momentum going by the end of August. And no one's pushing you. No one's pushing you. It's not about you going out and doing. There are cards for that. You don't have them here. What it really is an internal inventory. What it really is internal revelation. And as you've heard me and many others say before, as above, so below. As within, so without. When we get clear inside, things start to become a lot more clear on the outside. I know what I like, I know what I don't like. I know what's for me, I know what's not for me. For Pisces, a mutable sign, right? A very permeable, very sensitive, sponge-like sign. You can lose sight of what you really want and what you really believe just by being in the energy of somebody else. Like, especially if you really care about them or really want their approval, you can find yourself unconsciously shifting to like become something that fits, even if it's an uncomfortable position. You know what I'm saying? And Spirit is asking you to be with you. Be with you. How are you doing? How's the plan going? What do we need to purge? What do we need to let go of? Here's your future. Clarity. Sharing your truth. Speaking. Starting. Initiating. Clearing the air. Spirit just said, clearing the air. And I want you to know that, like I said, you've got all this beautiful stuff that just comes after the divesting and the purging and the deciding what's essential and what's inessential. It feels like maybe there's too many balls in the air and you need to maybe like drop a couple and be like, okay, I'll juggle these 3. I'm not juggling 7. Like, that's too many. You have the support, the love, the appreciation, the desire of people around you. So if you have truth to share, if you have offerings, if you have a good word, share. Your people will love and support you for it. I said that your card is present in this reading. The moon is the Pisces card, and it happens to be in the position of the potential. What could be. You, in your full power, like I said, your full, mysterious, intuitive, moonlight, fucking nighttime, fucking dreamy power. You in your full power when you get really clear about what matters to you and what you want and how your plans are going for you. Not for anybody else, not what anybody else perceives. You. Spirit just keeps emphasizing, so I feel like I gotta emphasize with you. And what comes of this journey? Of this journey of self-reflection, of examining our wounds. Knowing that our wounds don't mean that we're weak. Our wounds mean we're wounded and we could use some assistance. So draining the wounds when necessary, and I'm so sorry, I know that is very visceral, but that's what Spirit said. So it's like if there is some swollenness, if there is some tension that needs to be drained, August is the month to drain it. Good cry, good purge, writing, brain dump, woe is me, that's a good purge. What is the result of you getting real with yourself and allowing yourself to be supported by the people around you who love you so much? Partner, family, friends, community. What comes of that? The conclusion. You sitting pretty, well supported, well funded, well oiled, King of Pentacles, King of Resources. You can be anywhere on the gender spectrum. To show up as a King of Pentacles says that you are managing your time and your money and your resources and your energy wisely, to the point that they will continue to grow and they pay for themselves. That's what Spirit is saying. So any energy that you expend, it pays for itself. King Midas type shit. Queen Midas, whatever you want to be, all right? All right, Pisces. I really hope that this is helpful for you, Pisces. If you've got questions, if you've got stories, if you've got comments, please leave them below. And if you like this, like it. If you disliked it, dislike it. I would really like to know. And if you want to keep hanging out, there are links to do that in the description. Ways to get a personal reading if you'd like. Ways to just hang out and talk if you'd like. All the things you could want, all in that fun little box. That just got really suggestive by accident. So that's my cue to sign off. Love you, Pisces. Thank you for being here. Truly appreciate you and hope this serves you well. And if I don't see you in any of the Sunday vlogs, then I hope I will see you in your September reading. Bye, Pisces.